Hey guys! So today I am going to be talking to you about warming up your cold market. So just a quick overview: cold market, warm market. Your warm market are people that you actually know, people, friends, family, coworkers, people you went to college with, people you went to high school with. That's your warm market. People you already have some sort of relationship with already. And your cold market are the people pretty much on social media that you don't yet know or that you don't have a personal relationship with yet. You don't know them in person, you've never talked, your relationship is essentially cold. So a little background on me. When I started coaching back in 2013, I kind of put it out there to my warm market that I was coaching, and the response was very lackluster. So people were like, that's cool that you're doing this coaching thing, but I'm not interested in anything you're doing, was basically like the gist of the response I got from my warm market. So at that point, I could basically say to myself, you know what? Coaching's not for me. I'm not going to be a successful coach. Nobody's interested in what I'm doing. Or I could go to plan B. And plan B was figuring out how to really make this business work using my cold market, which meant I would really have to tap into social media. And that's where I really jumped off. So back in 2013, I was a blogger, a mom blogger, which was kind of the form of social media that people used at that time. Like, blogging was really, really big, and there was lots of ways to interact with other bloggers. But emerging forms of social media were Instagram and Facebook groups. And so what I did was I really looked into the Facebook groups that related to postpartum moms. So when I started coaching, I was like about 3 months postpartum with my second son, and that's really where my journey started. And while I didn't really actively hardcore work the business in 2013, I was what you'd like to call a discount coach. I mainly was coaching for my discount on Shakeology. I wasn't really concerned with team building, but I've always been really into social media. I just like it. I like sharing. I like interacting with people that I haven't met before. And so while I wasn't trying to recruit people or I wasn't trying to sell to these people, I was trying to build up my social media to have more of a following for this new fitness journey that I was now on. For me, social media is a way to really hold myself accountable in ways that I've never been able to do before. And I really encourage you guys to look at social media as not just a business tool to grow your business, but also a way for you to stay accountable with all of your goals, fitness-wise and nutrition-wise. So that's what it was for me. So I will share with you how I grew my social media, even with my intention not being to recruit any of these people. And then I'll share with you kind of how I transitioned that into recruiting and into team building as I went into 2014 when I decided I wanted to actively work the business and really go all in with Beachbody. So what I started doing was I started using hashtags. And right off the get-go, I kind of made an interest list, which is part of my new coach training now. I made an interest list of all of the things that I'm interested in and basically the kind of people that I was hoping would be interested in me too, so that we could follow each other and we could kind of keep each other accountable. That was my mindset at the time. So I made this list, and it was basically, being a postpartum mom, postpartum body transformation, getting back into a fitness journey, postpartum, and it was very mom-focused. This interest list was very mom-focused. And over the years, that interest list has completely changed. So your interest list will change, but it's important that you have one so that you know who you are trying to attract with every single post that you put out on social media. You want to attract this cold market of people that is like-minded to you so that you will essentially be able to form a relationship with them and build a relationship. It's really hard to build a relationship with someone in your cold market if you don't have common core interests and you're not like-minded. So that's something to really think about. So I put together this interest list and I generated a series of hashtags that had to go with that interest list. And that's where I started building. And then when I go on Facebook, I would search for groups, like I was just mentioning, of groups that pertain to that interest list. So, for example, I was in a What to Expect group for pregnant moms, and we had a spin-off of that group that was on Facebook. And my initial coaches that I signed, now I went diamond in, I believe, 90 days. But they were all discount coaches, so I was a discount coach, discount diamond. I wasn't making any money, but I technically was diamond. And they were all people from that moms group that I had crossed over from a message board, and then I was now in the Facebook group with them. And I wasn't sharing about Beachbody in that group. I wasn't sharing like, buy Shakeology from me. I wasn't sharing, stuff like that. I was simply participating in the group very actively. I was sharing, that I was doing workouts and that I was trying to clean up my diet, but I wasn't selling to these girls because in my head, I wasn't trying to sell to them. I was trying to lose weight, and I knew that they probably were too. We were kind of all in that same boat. So what happened was a lot of the girls, they were like, oh, this is so awesome. Like, I want to try it too. And they would follow what I was doing that I was posting on my personal page. Even though I wasn't posting in the page with them, I was posting on my personal page. And the more you interact in a group, the more people will be likely to click your profile and see who you are and what you're doing. So if they cross over from the group to your personal page, you have to ask yourself, what are you sharing with them? What are they able to see? Will they know you're a coach? Will they think you're really salesy? Will they think you're sharing in this authentic way that makes them interested? Take a look at your social media today and really look at it from an outsider looking in. What impression would you get if you looked at your social media today? And I think that that's where a lot of coaches get hung up. They're trying so hard to meet goals. Or you guys are all in here because you're pushing for diamond, which is so, so important and really great, not only for money, when you're building an organic team that's actually working, but for recognition purposes, because people are able to see that you've made this new business for yourself that's really exploding. So it's important, but I think it's important that you don't have that be the focus of trying to grow. The focus needs to be really sharing a journey authentically, as if you were never going to recruit a coach and you'd never make a sale. And that way your social media will come off so much more genuine. And that's really what you want to do. So my social media was all about me. It was about my journey. It was about what I was eating, stuff like that. So other groups that I would join outside of that postpartum mom group all pertained to interests around, I was making my own baby food. I was really into baby wearing, like the baby carriers and the wraps and stuff like that. Kind of like organic, natural, crunchy mom methods. So I was in a lot of groups that pertain to my interest list. And that's what I'm trying to really hone in for you guys, to really have a clear grasp of who your interest list is, and then search out groups that pertain to that interest list and network in them as if you are interested as you are, because they're your interests, and allow those people to find you, and make sure that your social media is portraying the message you want to be received by those people crossing over from the group into Facebook. Same thing with Instagram, guys. Same exact concept with Instagram. You were using a set of hashtags, and which I didn't, the option wasn't back then, but it is now, where you can search popular hashtags for a certain interest. So let's say that you are a pregnant mom right now and you are looking to network with other pregnant moms. So what you can type in into Google is popular hashtags for pregnancy. And Google will spit out a website for you that gives you a whole long list of hashtags that pertain to that interest list. And what I do is I take all of those hashtags that I think are, that are usable for me for that interest, and I plug them into Instagram. And then I kind of browse through all of the people that are using that hashtag, and I'm saying to myself, are these hashtags generating the kind of profiles of people that I am interested in? Yes or no? And if yes, you'll take that hashtag and you'll save it to your hashtag list, and you'll run through every single one of your interests, and you'll do the same exact thing until you've created a hashtag list that you now can use on every single picture that you post. I pop them into the comments. I think it looks cleaner that way. And it allows you to interact with those people on every post, because your social media, guys, when you're working on attracting a cold market, like we were saying, your social media needs to tell the story of your interest list, because all of those things you're interested in, you need to make sure that your social media is showing all of those things. So even if that particular picture that you posted doesn't have anything to do with, say, yoga, you are posting about yoga at other times, and so someone following you may be interested in the rest of what you're posting. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because you are not just a single interest type of person, and neither are the people following you. So the more you hone in on your interest list, the more like-minded people you're going to attract, and the more likely it is that those people that you're attracting are interested in more than just the one thing that you're posting about at that moment. That's why I include all of the hashtags in my hashtag list on every single picture that I post. And I also go ahead and I take it a step further and I search out people on those hashtags that I'm using. So I'll go through that hashtag list and I will, I'll click on the different hashtags and I'll scroll through the people and I'll follow people. And when I was in real build mode, I probably was trying to follow about 50 people a day, which is very, very aggressive. I would say on the low end, it's about 10, and then 50 would be the very aggressive high end. Now I probably do between 15 and 20. I'm always in build mode. To me, there is no point in my business. I'm a 15-star diamond coach in my first business center. I'm a 2-star diamond in my second. I'm a 1-star diamond in my third. I'm a Success Club legend, and I have not slacked off for a day, for a week, for a month, never, since I've started coaching, and I've actively been growing my business, because there is no time to slack off. We're always expanding, we're always growing, and that's what we really need to focus on. So there's never going to be a point in your business where you're not going to be doing these things. You may do them differently, you may not do them as hardcore, but you'll always be doing them. So I go for about 15 or 20 a day. And I follow them and I'll interact on their page. So I'll comment on their picture, I'll, ask them a question, I will interact in that way. And then I have a Google tracker sheet. And this Google sheet, people ask me all the time, I want to see your sheet, I want to see your sheet. It is so basic, guys. It just has the name of the person that I'm following, has the date that I followed them, has their Instagram name, and then I have a note section. And the note section is basically, I am reminding myself why I wanted to follow that person, why they stood out to me, and why, and in what capacity do I want a relationship build with them. So not all of the people I follow, that I click the follow button on, are people that I add to my tracker sheet. The people I add to my tracker sheet are the people that I hope to one day join my team, because I might have a girl crush on them, I think they're amazing, I think that they could be an incredible coach, or I think that I see potential in them being an awesome challenger in one of my challenge groups. And so I would put that in the notes section and I would share that information so I remember to go back and follow up with these people. And then I have another column that is followed up, date followed up, and that will change. So then what I do every day during my power hour is I go to that Google tracker sheet. It's a Google sheet. And I go to it and I pick 10 or 15 people from that list that I'm going to go and I'm going to check in on their social media and I'm going to comment. So you always have this running list. You always are going to have people you're adding to that list every day, and then you're going to have other people that you're checking in on and you're commenting on their posts, so you stay relevant to them. So you are able to start relationship building with them. If those people use Instagram stories, I make sure I watch their story, I respond to their story, ask them questions, and then I take it a step further, and I will go ahead and direct message them after a certain amount of time of me commenting on their post. If there's a picture, let's say they posted a picture of these really cute workout pants, all right? And I'll message them and I'll be like, I saw those purple workout pants that you posted. What brand are they? I love them. I want them. I need to have them. And I'll message them and ask a question. And this relationship has now taken it to the next level, because I've gone from just interacting on their posts and now I am in their inbox. And so it's just another way to bridge that gap and develop a close relationship. And we'll go back and forth. I never direct message and talk about Beachbody. I don't. It always starts off organically about something else. something that we are interested in. Goes back to that interest list, okay? And then after some time of us going back and forth, usually when you start off a relationship, a conversation with a question, it's easy to go kind of back and forth a little bit more. And you could keep popping in and checking in on them. And then when you feel like the relationship has developed, if it developed, when you have a free group, you'll go ahead and you'll invite them to that free group. And that's how you'll bridge the gap from just someone you chat with online that you're interested in and how you bring them over to Facebook or to your challenge tracker app and how you start cultivating that relationship for a potential coach or for a potential customer. But it has to start with the relationship itself. You can't skip the steps and jump right into, hey, I really want you to join my team. Here's some information. What do you think? Because they're going to say, who are you? How do I know you? Why would I choose you as my coach? You need to cultivate and build that relationship. And you're doing that in a very genuine and organic way by connecting with them on social media, whether it be Facebook groups or whether it be Instagram hashtags. That's your initial place that you can connect with them. And then you hone in on that relationship and you develop it via private message. And then you can take it over to the free groups. So that's what I do next. I never invite directly to a challenge group. I sometimes will invite directly to a glimpse group because you're offering something free. If I've developed a good enough relationship with somebody where I feel like I can invite them to coaching and I think they'd be receptive to it, go for it. Most of the times, most often than not, I will invite to a free group. I choose all of my free groups based on my interest list. Again, it always comes back to that. So every topic of my free group is for the people that follow me that I think would find interest in this group. And it's because I would find interested in it as well. So I've run happiness project groups, book club type groups. I've run crockpot swap groups. We just are in the middle of a spring cleaning for your mind, body, and home group. DIY cleaning products, what are clean products to use to clean your home, decluttering methods, and just all these sorts of really interesting things of decluttering your home and spring cleaning. And so many people are interested in joining that for a variety of different reasons. So it's a multi-purpose group. And I run them all in what I call Fit Couture Community. It's my free group. It's open to my whole downline. They can invite people in. I invite people in. We run 2 different free groups in there a month. They are both 5 to 7 days. They're never longer than 7 days. And it's an ongoing group, so the people stay in there. They can choose to leave. Before we start a new group, I always let them know we're starting a new group. If you want to leave, this is how you do it. Most of the people do stay. And it just keeps revolving and keeps going. And now we have almost, I think, 6,000 people. We just hit 6,000 people in there. We've had it open for about a year, and it's been really awesome. Same thing with our glimpse group. And that's another place you can invite to branch, over and bring those people over from your cold market into these groups and do that conversion. So in a nutshell, that is pretty much how I do it. You work on, first of all, your social media and the story you're sharing. Is the story you're sharing strong? Does it have a viewpoint? Are you being real, genuine, and organic in the way you share everything on your social media? And it has to be everything and not just fitness, or else you're very one-dimensional. It's hard for people to connect and relate with you. So my homework for you guys would be to take some time and craft an interest list. Write down everything that you're interested in. I would even shy away from it being about fitness. Have it be all the other things you're interested in, because more often than not, people are going to connect with you because of those other things and not because of the fitness. The fitness will come as your relationship builds with them. So create that interest list. Take it a step further, and if you've already made an interest list, do it again. I do it every 3 months, and I make new hashtags every 3 months, a new hashtag list every 3 months to keep it fresh, to make sure that I'm always growing and I'm always expanding. I'm always trying to reach new people. And then start implementing that on your social media, on your Instagram posts, okay? And for Facebook, try to scout out some new groups that pertain to that interest list that you created. Get involved in these groups. Don't post Beachbody. Don't try to sell to anyone in that group. Just actively go in there and share and network and meet people. And you'll be surprised on how the crossover really, really works, guys. You'll really be pleasantly surprised on how it works. And that's all I've got for you guys today. If you do have questions, you can comment and I will gladly answer them, but I hope this helps. Don't be afraid of that cold market. Don't be discouraged if that warm market wasn't receptive. Doesn't mean they won't come around. I've had so many people 2 years later, 3 years later that have come and have ended up being interested. So keep chugging. Keep doing it, guys. You got this. Have a great day.